Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dead Men Tell No Tales, a Ghosts of Saltmarsh story. I am Tessa, your storyteller. Do not fear, our wonderful, amazing Crackers is still with us. However, Matthew could not be here tonight, and our production manager has a bit of a sense of humor and a love of Monty Python. So we apologize. We couldn't resist making the joke, but we do love him very much, and Matthew, we hope you feel better. Crackers will be hanging out, keeping an eye on the Lady of the Marshes to make sure that nothing happens to the ship while our party is adventuring on shore. Very quickly before we begin, very quick shout out to World Anvil, our amazing sponsor. As you saw their video before we went live, it is incredible. They are a wonderful campaign management and world building software tool that you should definitely go check out. Sorry, words left my brain halfway through a sentence, which is never good. Also, for our second sponsor, Die Hard Dice, a huge thank you to them. They are incredible. They make their own dice. They have all of the metal dice that they do are their own design. They are phenomenal, and you should go check them out. If you are like me and have a dice problem, obsession, collection, that's a better term. A dice collection, you can get 15% off your first or next order from Die Hard Dice. Go to dieharddice.com and use the code SALTY at checkout for $15, right? Or $15.
15%.
Thank you. My brain is like losing words tonight. So that'll be fun and bodes well for storytelling. As it is her anniversary, I'm going to give Coral a bit of a break tonight with the recap, and so she can actually take a few minutes to relax because she has been working all day saving lives of kitties. So we will let her take a little bit of a break and not make her recap everything. Last week, our party talked to the two men that they had found at the Goat who were inebriated and had something to do with Gellin Primewater's disappearance. Orville and Tack, brothers, were discovered, and the party found out that Gellin had been abducted and taken out of the city on a boat, headed for somewhere, by Captain Doran, who used to sail with a certain tiefling that we all know and love, Fortune. There was also some discussion of the weapons that were being sent over to the lizard folk not too far away from Saltmarsh. There was some concern on whether or not the lizard folk were gearing up to attack Saltmarsh or if something else is in the works. So, after the council met, they decided to send our party of intrepid adventurers out to a diplomatic mission to the folks. Try and see what's going on and get into their good graces. Little fact-finding information. If they can, hopefully also meet up with Captain Doran and rescue Gellin at the same time. We'll find out if that's possible or not. But they do have a contact by the name of Thraz that they've been told to seek out. So it was then that they renamed the Sea Ghost, the Lady of the Marshes, and Captains Jaffer and Gwilyn are setting out as sharing duties as the rest of the crew was found. And then they set sail. And that's where we left off on Ghosts of Saltmarsh. Alrighty, so it is a 2-day sail to the lizard folk encampment. Not too hard. You all have your new shipmates with you, and the first day is going very well. It hasn't been long since you've lost sight of land and are in a small stretch of open water before you know that you'll see a curve of the horizon, which means you're getting closer back to shore. It is a warm day with a cool breeze. There are hints of clouds on the horizon. It is a fair day for sailing. And you and the rest of your crew are enjoying the freedom of the open seas. What is everybody up to on this fine ship-shaped morning?
Jaffer is yelling at everyone, and kind of being a very strict captain, making sure that the rigging is set properly. She is running as fast as she can around, making sure that everyone is doing their duty, and a bit exaggerated in the way that she is doing so. But that is what she is doing, being a captain. Because it is daytime, correct?
It is daytime, yes.
Yeah, she's captain. Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right. What is Captain Gwilyn's reaction to this very strict showboating, as it were?
Amusement. Gwilyn is having a great time being at sea again because she feels she's been cooped up on land far too long. And she's highly amused by Jaffer, but not interfering because it's daytime.
Excellent. I will say that Crackers has busied himself acting as your second in command, or actually as Admiral Crackers, and is currently perched on Jaffer's shoulder overseeing the operations.
Lord Admiral.
As a good Lord Admiral does.
Otherwise, she seems right at home. She's loving this.
Excellent. What is Fortune up to?
He's doing what Jaffer says. He's not going to undermine her authority, but he's kind of milling around a little bit less like the way he normally walks. Kind of like he's got the swagger. He doesn't like sort of whatever. He's looks a little bit stressed, but he's still just listening to Jaffer. Whether it's related to Jaffer or not, he's looks a little bit stressed.
And Coral, what are you up to?
Coral is probably also listening to Jaffer, at least for the most part. Because most of her travel at sea hasn't been on a boat, it's been just swimming through the water. So definitely not the same thing. But also probably is a little bit like, really? When Jaffer's not standing right next to her. And is probably constantly humming or singing something just to keep herself entertained.
All right.
I will say Gwilyn is also keeping an eye on the new crewmates and seeing how everyone gets along.
Excellent.
Just quietly.
Dal has been fulfilling his promise of being Tack has been fulfilling his job of being an excellent galley chef. You have had 2 very excellent meals aboard the ship, surprisingly so. Oroville has been demonstrating a very deft hand with the rigging. Dal is keeping everything ship-shape. And Salty Sybil has proven to be an excellent helmsman. Steady Hand is doing a good job of what needs to be done, as needed, as is Venison. And Matilda and Fareed are both making themselves very helpful and very useful indeed. It's getting on a little bit into, I would say, probably mid-afternoon when you hear a bit of a shout from the crow's nest. And you look up and you do see Fareed up top. He says, Captain Jaffer, low-hanging patch of fog ahead. Shall we try to avoid?
Steady on.
Aye, aye. And the order is given and you head into the fog bank. No sooner have you arrived in this fog bank that you realize your visibility is being diminished quite dramatically. What seemed to be a little bit of just, inclement weather on the horizon has turned dark. And you realize your visibility is cut down to about 20 feet. You can't see much more ahead of you, or off the sides of the ship. You seem to be completely surrounded by this very thick, heavy fog.
How's the wind been today? Would it help to slow down if they had pulled the sails in?
The wind has been fairly steady, but this fog bank, now that you're in it, the wind seems to have died down significantly.
Okay.
And the
Not
ship
no
has
problem.
slowed quite a bit as well.
Keep your eyes out. Make sure that nothing comes aboard. My experience with fog is not great for
Like,
pirates.
Does anyone else think this is a bit suspicious?
just a bit.
Little less.
Weather's weather.
The fog encroaches further, and your visibility, you find, even now diminishes down to 10 feet. The necessary adjustments are made. The ship is now moving at a crawling snail's pace. What you think was supposed to be a 2-day trip may now be a 3 or 4-day trip if this fog doesn't disperse.
Does the fog seem natural?
If you would like, you can make let's see here. You can make an intelligence check.
Might I do that as well?
You may.
Would I know if fog like this is something that is employed by the captain that we're going after? Like a magic
Yes,
fog?
you would. And you would know that no, this is not something that Dorian uses.
19.
He's
Alright.
11 for me.
Alright, Willin, you're not entirely sure, but Jaffer, you do know that these type of fogs are not uncommon out here on the coast off of Saltmarsh. This is what's called an eldritch mist. And there are several different types of eldritch mists. Which one this is, you're not entirely sure. But this could get bumpy. You do know that you have a weather witch on board, as well as several experienced spellcasters. You also know you have very capable crewmen.
Any thoughts on this, Captain Jaffa?
It's an eldritch mist. I don't know what kind, but it definitely is not uncommon. I would suggest, we probably already lit the lanterns as we're coming in, but keep your eyes open. Make sure that we don't lose our way. I don't want to head into shore. That would be bad.
It would indeed.
Well, crew, you heard her.
Is there anything in particular anyone else would like to do? Crackers has left Jaffer's shoulder because he cannot see very well and has perched himself on the wheel and is kind of going back and forth as let's see, as Salty Sybil is keeping the wheel steady. Took me a second to find my helmsman.
Captain Jaffer, should we have Fareed perhaps see if he can do something?
Sure. That sounds good. Yeah, Free, get on that, please. She will yell as loud as she can, because that is up top, right?
If you like, I can pass on a message to him. If that'd be
That'd be
helpful.
great. Yeah.
Alright. And she'll relay via message.
Any particular tricks you think I should try? Do I bring out the big guns or stick with something smaller for now? Is your response?
I'd stick with something smaller for the moment, just to be on the safe side, but be ready.
Alright. We'll lob an easy one.
Thanks, love.
For you, anytime. Right. So, Fareed begins to cast a spell. Jaffer, pick a number between 1 and 10.
7.
Gwilyn, pick a number between 1 and 10.
8.
All right, Jaffer, please roll percentile for me.
$61.
There is a sudden poof as a unicorn appears in the middle of the deck, standing next to Jaffer.
Hello.
Hello? Where am I?
You are aboard the Lady of the Marsh.
Congratulations.
But why is the question I'd like to know. How did I get here and what happened?
We're
To be
dealing with
honest, I'd
an,
like to know as well.
I don't know.
we're dealing with an eldritch mist.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay, well, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go. And the unicorn casts teleport. And I'm gonna roll percentiles.
There may not be such a great.
Rude.
Ah,
That might not go so well for him.
Yeah, just don't Misty step out of the side of the ship.
And the unicorn promptly turns into a plant.
Is it a pretty plant?
It is a very beautiful potted plant. If anyone would like to, they can make an Arcana check. Jaffer, you can
Yeah.
make a check at advantage since you were the person who identified that you are in an Eldritch Mist.
I rolled because I thought it'd be funny because I have a -1 and I got a nat 20.
Beautiful.
You said Arcana, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a 16 from me.
22.
Alright. All right.
12.
Jaffer, you're pretty sure that this is a wild magic Eldritch Mist. Fortune, you are positive that this is a wild magic Eldritch Mist, and anyone casting a first level spell or higher for the duration of the time that you are in the midst will summon something random. The best way to avoid that is to just write it out. And of the
Curiosity, though.
3 types of Eldritch Mists, this is probably the least threatening.
Okay. We're not going to die, probably. Don't cast any more spells. Because we could.
But
Right.
Fortune. Come on.
I would rather not replace the boat when we just got it. And that is a very distinct.
I could fix it. I could fix it. Just anyone who's going to cast a spell, please tell me beforehand.
We're in the
As you
middle of-
say that, the unicorn turns back into a unicorn. Okay,
Oh.
that wasn't funny. Who did that?
The mist.
The mist can't cast spells.
The mist can stop you from casting spells.
None of us did it to you. It's a
No.
wild magic eldritch mist. There's nothing we can do about it. I would recommend not doing it again, though, just in case.
What do I know about unicorns? I mean, I know about unicorns, but what does Jaffer know about unicorns?
Roll me a nature check. Actually, Arcana.
Gwilyn's just gonna send a quick message up to Varied while that's happening. Right, we got a unicorn down here. This mist does weird things with magic. Might want to not cast spells unless you absolutely have to.
17.
Noted. You know that most unicorn are kind and lawful. Most are lawful good, not lawful neutral at best. You also know that they are inherently magical, and they are considered celestial creatures.
What I would suggest is for you to just enjoy your time here with us. I don't want to injure services. I'd appreciate that.
All right. Well, where are you headed, at least?
Where are we headed?
Well, we started off in Saltmarsh, and we're on our way up the coast a bit to the lizard folk encampment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't realize if it was a name or not. I don't know about a name. Okay, then I knew that. I knew that.
There might be a name, Jaffer, but I've no idea how to pronounce it.
You guys are headed to the Dunwater River, then. That's nearby, I think.
Aye.
I mean, hopefully not too close.
Well, I mean, it meets the shore right there, and I think that's kind of their little area. And then he poofs out of existence.
I'll miss him.
Mid-sentence.
Well, hey, we can do that. Jaffer pulls out her notebook and begins to write down.
Well, that was entertaining.
All right.
So it is a bit of time later, and the mist is slowly starting to dissipate. Gradually, you begin to see more and more as the mist dissolves. And again, before you is open water. Coral, because you were the person who invited Salty Sybil along as the helmsman, I would like you to give me a intelligence check to see how well she was able to maneuver the boat on course while under the fog's influence.
My intelligence, or just roll a d20 and give you the number?
Just roll a d20 and give me the number.
16.
All right. So for the most part, you guys were able to stay right on course. By the judgment of the sun setting not too far, as you head southwest, you reckon that you should reach the mouth of the Dunwater River the Dunwater River not too long before sunset tomorrow, barring any other complications. The smell of a richly spiced and heavily smoked fish stew begins to waft out of the galley below, mingling with the scent of fresh baked breads. As the lights you've lit all across the ship to manage the mist stay on as evening falls, and Gwilyn takes over as captain for the evening.
Time to drink. And Jaffer begins to go downstairs.
Good job not drinking while you were working.
She didn't see that. That's good. Yeah, I'm professional, sure. Mm-hmm.
Very good.
So, as evening progresses, Gwilyn, who do you have on watch for the night?
Good question. She would trust Varied the most, but I don't know how long he was up earlier. Um,
Up to you.
who's available for it?
Let's say that Orville is available, Matilda is available, Venison is available, and Dal is available.
We'll give the kid a shot. All right.
All right.
Orville, you're up.
Oh, excellent! I promise not to let you down. And he scrambles up into the crow's nest.
Is Jaffer's not around, right? Golan takes a
not on
very,
deck.
very
Yeah.
very subtle swig. Okay, this can't go.
I saw that. As Crackers looks over at you.
Carsey, did you see everything? It's just the one, we'll be fine.
I won't say anything. This time.
Good to know you're on my side for the moment.
And the night passes on. Who takes second watch? Gwilyn is captaining at the moment, so Gwilyn will not be able to take a full watch. You guys will need to take turns. You can have Crackers take a watch. I will roll for Crackers. If you
Sure.
trust me.
Sure.
Jaffer is asleep behind some barrels.
Okay.
Coral would take a watch at some
All right.
point, so I can take second watch.
Sounds good.
Fortune can take one as well.
Alright, you went third or first?
Probably first, because he can see in the dark better. So someone who can see in the dark less well can take one of the sun.
Alright, Crackers will take the morning watch then, right as dawn is breaking. Since he does not have the best night vision. As he is bird. So Fortune, go ahead and give me a perception check.
And Gwilyn is a very laid-back captain. She's just checking on everyone quietly. Making sure everyone's awake.
Do you need me to roll a perception check too?
When it's your watch, yes.
Okay.
15. No, 18.
Alright. As you are going along, you see off in the distance, not too far, maybe a day's journey or so, lights on the horizon. They're not towards shore, towards the mainland. They're further out. You can see the lights blinking off and on, maybe some sort of signal, maybe a lighthouse. As you watch a little more closely, the lights flash once and then fade into nothingness. And you do not see them again.
I'll tell Gwilyn about that at the end of my watch, just so someone else knows.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
Oh.
Make a note of where you saw it if you could on your map there.
Alright. I'll do that. Mark it, like, I'll probably have the maps, like, out on a table and, like, mark it with a pin instead of just actually writing on it.
Just so we can keep an eye on that. If we see anything else, I'll tell whoever's on next to keep an eye out for any lights too. Thank you for that. think Coral goes after you.
Alright.
We'll ask her if she sees anything. And if it looks anything like the messages we caught before.
Tell me to keep an eye out for what now?
Ah, there you are.
So what is it I'm looking out for then?
There were lights. They were flashing. It looked like it could have been a message, but I'm not sure. It was a ways out.
Alright. You mean like the signal lights from before with the lanterns?
Hey, that's what it made me think of.
I'll keep my eye out.
Sure you will. Get some rest there, Fortune. Don't want you falling over during the day.
Yes, of course.
Carl, go ahead, give me a perception check.
Okay. That's going to be an 18.
All right. All right, let's see here. Not too far ahead, you see a storm beginning to brew. You can see the clouds almost blacker than the sky, blotting out the stars. You hear the rumble of thunder. And you feel almost like something, maybe a strong wind, pushing back against the ship.
Alright. Is it directly ahead of us?
It is directly ahead of you. You
Okay.
imagine you'll probably be there in about 5 minutes or so of sailing. It's moving fast.
Well, that's not good. Captain, there's a storm ahead. About 5 minutes out. Cloud black as a crow.
That's not good. Is there any way we can go around it a little bit? If not, bunker down.
It doesn't look like it. It's moving fast and it's very big.
Prepare then, and make sure everyone's got a rope tied to them, or within easy grabbing range.
All right.
Don't want
should
anyone
we wait
going
for Reed?
I'll get him.
All right. I'll spread the word. And
Thank
Coral's
you.
going to run around and start telling everybody.
Reed, wake up! She just sends the message.
What? Sleeping.
Storm ahead. We might need you up here.
Hi, Captain. His voice is very thick with sleep. A little husky. Fortune, could you please roll a d8 for me?
It's a 6.
Alrighty. Pearl. Carl. I don't know why I called you Pearl. That's very strange. I'd like you to make another perception check for me. With advantage because you are staring intently at the storm.
Okay. That's also an 18.
Excellent. As you are staring, you begin to see images forming in the clouds. You see other ships appear on the water and then disappear. You see what looks like islands flash in and out of existence. More lights, swarms and swarms of lights just dancing underneath the surface. It almost feels like they're calling to you. They're so pretty.
Have I heard of this before?
The lights or the storm?
Both.
Let's see. Why don't you give me an Arcana check, please?
Does she share that with anyone?
Oh, hell yes. Yeah.
Can I help? Or either me do a roll or her advantage either way.
Okay. Heather, which would you like to know about? The storm or the lights? And I'll have Gwilyn roll the other one.
I'll go with the lights.
Okay. Gwilyn, you can roll for the storm.
Ooh, that's a 20 total.
All right. These lights look like something called lure lights. You've never seen them this close to the surface before, but you've never seen them personally. But being someone who has traveled back and forth to Lamina Island, you have heard of them. Lure lights form when aboleths die. Their souls gather in clusters of hundreds and hundreds, usually thousands of feet beneath the waves. The fact that they're close to the surface is nothing good. And in fact, as you're staring at them, I'd like to give you to give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Uh-oh. Of course, now I roll shitty. That's a 7.
Excellent. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Colin, go ahead.
Okay. And is that history or arcana for the storm?
Arcana, please.
Then it's a 21.
All right. You have heard of the magical storms that can gather off of the shore. It's rare, but a lot of times the influence of magic and different planes mingling out here on the ocean can manifest. Given the things that you're seeing flashing in the storm, you gather that this is a magical storm of illusions. Now, it doesn't pose much harm to the ship. It can't damage it because everything there is illusionary. However, it could turn you around in the wrong direction fairly easily. And you are coming up on it quickly.
Would the fact that she can't be charmed help her any in making sure everyone else stays on course?
It would help you, yes. Coral, these lights, there's something there. You have to go to them. And being such an adept swimmer like you are, it's almost nothing to dive off the bow of the ship and swim towards them.
Oh, no. Okay.
How close am I?
Not... Were you expecting Coral to jump off and into the water?
Keeping an eye on everyone, she probably wasn't expecting it. She might see it or hear the splash and realize what it is, but she probably wasn't right there.
All right, I will let you make a perception check to see if you notice. Because I know you are trying to keep an eye on everything right
Trying, but yeah, her attention's divided.
Yeah, Coral probably didn't try to hide it.
now. No, I don't think so.
That's a 21.
Right, so you do manage to see Coral dive off the side of the ship. You are not fast enough or close enough to grab her, but you do see her go over. Coral, you have a swim speed, yes?
I do.
What is your swim speed?
Let me double check. I think it's 20.
Okay. So the ship is moving a little bit faster than you are. so they'll stay alongside, but you are heading towards the lights, and the ship is turning to avoid the storm. So you're starting to go at a V. Fortune and Jaffer, where are you guys? Fortune, I don't think how long ago had you left?
I'm not sure. I had left after my my watch was over.
Okay.
But I did
so
go
you're
and
still awake then.
wake everybody up.
Yeah. Jaffer and Fortune, you guys are making your way on deck right now. Probably quickly enough that you at least hear a bit of a splash and a bit of panic from Gwilyn.
Who went over?
That was Coral. All right. Do not look at the storm. Grab
Why?
a rope because it's a storm of illusion. I don't have much time. I'm
Cool.
going after her. No one leave the ship. And she dives over the side.
I can get her.
All right.
I can catch up to her. I'm pretty sure.
I've got it.
Okay.
But thanks for the attitude. You're in charge of the ship while I'm gone. Don't do anything.
All right. Coral, you are swimming towards these lights as fast as you can. Gwilyn, you land with a splash not too far behind her. And you are a little bit faster than Coral is in the water, being a sea elf. So you do catch up to her. Coral, and I apologize for this because it's usually not something I like to do. Coral, everything in you is saying that you need to get to these lights. They are calling you and giving you purpose. Anyone who is trying to take you away from the lights is not your friend. I will let you do with that information what you will.
Okay. Sorry ahead of time.
And you are willing to defend these lights with everything that you are.
Okay. Is Gwilyn trying to grab onto Coral?
Yeah, I was trying to decide whether to go and try to talk her out of it or grab her. I think she'd grab her.
Okay. I'm trying to decide what the response would be given the information I was just given. Okay. So I'm gonna try. I don't feel like I would jump straight to trying to hurt someone who was trying to stop me, even though she's trying to stop me.
She's not trying to hurt the lights. I mean,
yeah. So
would be your concern.
Yeah, so I don't want to hurt her, but I also don't want her to stop me. So, I'm gonna cast Phantasmal Force.
Okay.
It's an illusion. You get an intelligence saving throw. But if you fail it, then whatever illusion I create, you basically think is real. And you're the only one who sees it, but you would interact with it as if it was real. So I think I'm going to go with like a shark cage type of idea. like something that would stop you from chasing me, but you're not going to drown in it.
Makes sense.
So it's not super high, so that's good since we're still fairly low level. It's an int save of 13. Heather hopes you make your save. Coral does not.
No worries. I will ask, because I'm still new enough to not be sure, does that count as being charmed so I get advantage or no?
I'm looking.
It's my only question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking
Oh,
as
you
well.
actually get to make an okay.
If you fail, you can make an investigation save.
Yeah.
To check if it's real.
Has the ship stopped moving?
Okay.
Yes. Once the captain went overboard, she said to stay with the ship. The ship stopped
Yes.
for the captain.
Okay,
And
good. Yeah, anchor's out
Phantasmal-
then.
Phantasmal Force doesn't say that it's a charm, it's just an illusion.
No.
Yeah.
It's just an illusion.
I just double checked it too.
I just wanted to make sure before I rolled twice or
Yeah,
something.
No worries.
No, that is completely fair. And technically it could be used to do damage, but only if I made the illusion like a creature or something that would hurt you, which I didn't, so you should be okay.
Okay, 15.
You made the save. So you know it's fake.
Oh, good.
And that was my turn.
Awesome. Coral, give me another wisdom save, please.
Okay. Nine.
All right.
My Coral's not wise.
All right. Gwyn? What would you like to do? It is your turn.
She doesn't have any spells that would be useful, so she's going to try and grab her and drag her back to the ship, hoping that she's enough bigger that she can manage.
All right. I would like you to do a contested strength check.
You'll probably be fine.
That's a 19 for me.
I rolled a 12 and there's nothing added to it, so it's a 12.
All right.
Nothing
so
added to my knife.
You definitely have a firm grasp on Coral.
Okay. She's definitely trying to fight you.
If you would like, you can try and make a strength check, a contested strength check to break free with the grapple.
I'm looking at my stuff to see if there's anything. Can I use acrobatics to try to get away from her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do that. That's a 21.
Okay, and would mine still be just strength for that?
You can make athletics to hold on to.
Athletics or acrobatics? It makes a difference what I add.
I would say because you're trying to hold on to her athletics in this case,
Okay.
you're trying to hold her strongly.
Thought so. 14.
Right. As Coral breaks free, the lights vanish as the illusion of the storm changes. And Coral, you have broken free from the charmed effect as the illusion vanishes. But you and Gwyn are underwater and very damp and cold.
You see Coral start just cursing underwater as she swims back up to the surface.
Gwilyn's just like, finally, that's her. Back up.
Jaffer and Fortune, what is it you two are doing above decks, above water?
Jaffer would have asked Fortune, what does he think is going to happen, and who is he's putting his money on? And he flashes a bit of gold.
I think that Gwilyn is bigger and probably stronger. I think she could drag her back.
Is that what you think? Okay.
Yes.
Moment is on Coral, we'll see. And Jaffer turns to the rest of the crew. Make sure you don't look there. She kind of hiccups a bit.
Fortune is like watching over the side though for Gwilyn and Coral to come back.
Coral breaks the surface with Gwilyn just a moment behind her, and Coral looks mightily upset as she starts swimming back towards the ship.
For fucking fuck's sake!
Hey, Jaffer. How much?
It's just a goal. Let's keep it. I don't really care. I was just being silly. Jaffer will whisper to her rope of climbing, and it'll go over the edge and then nod itself for them to climb up.
Perfect.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Jaffer.
You guys climb aboard, and Vareed is there, Gwilyn, with a big warm towel ready for you. And Salty Sybil comes over to you, Coral, and is patting you on your head and makes a joke about not telling your gran that you jumped off after the fairy lights.
Thank you, Sybil. I appreciate it. It's the last thing she needs to be hearing. Ugh, I'm gonna be prestidigitating salt off my fucking fur for the rest of the day.
Ah, it's fine.
I have fur everywhere. There's salt everywhere.
Valid point. Alright, let's not do that again, shall we? Thanks,
Great.
Vareed. You can go back to sleep now.
Thank you. I'm glad you're both safe.
Thank you. Embarrassed but safe, I suppose.
It
Happens to the best of us.
Better embarrassed and safe than in Avalith souls. Says Sybil.
That's a valid point.
That's
Glad it was
true.
just an illusion. Could have been much
Agreed.
worse.
Aye. Let's not tell Gran.
I don't plan on it.
Thank you.
And nothing eventful happens for the rest of the evening. The sun rises again the next morning. It's a nice, calm day. Perfectly good wind blowing. Keeping wind in the sails. It almost feels like you might be making up a little bit for lost time. You guys are right on track. About midday, you can start to see the edge of the coastline appearing again. And the water, the light glinting off the water of the Dunwater River.
Do we think we should be going... The ship can't go on the river, can it?
Tack and Orville come over and say, no, it can't go in the river, but we've got a couple of longboats that'll ferry us to the mouth of the cave.
Absolutely. Okay. Prepare to lay anchor then.
It takes several hours, but by mid-afternoon, the Lady of the Marsh is anchored in one boat has hit the water. Most of the crew is going to stay aboard. Tack will go with you, and Crackers offers to stay behind to keep an eye on the rest of the crew.
Of course, Lord Admiral.
You're in Charitable Lagoon. Don't leave us, please.
I don't plan on it. That would be quite rude.
That's why she asked you not to.
And remember nicely.
He nods. I'll keep it in mind. It is a short trip to shore. As you get closer to the mouth of the river, you can see just off to one side this thick, swampy jungle. An overgrowth over what looks like a rocky outcropping, possibly a cave entrance covered in moss and vines. There looks to be a good place to set the rowboat ashore. Probably maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes walk from the mouth of it. Nice sandbar. You maneuver the boat into shore deftly and adeptly. Tack is carrying the offerings that the council had given you to parley with the lizard folk. You're ashore.
All right, Tack. Which way do we go then?
Well, we're gonna head straight towards that cave. We do have to be careful because I know that there are several patrols around. You have to be careful too because if they don't know you, a lot of the lizard folk are very wary of outsiders. They won't hurt you, but don't draw your weapons on them. Then they'll think you're a threat. If your goal is to treat with them nicely, try and just be as calm as possible. As he is speaking, you hear a strange bellowing noise, a bevy of croaking and what sounds like shrieking. And does anyone speak Draconic?
I do.
You hear in Draconic, Coral, the squeaking shrill curses of two smaller individuals. They sound very young, and that is not language that you would expect a child to know, but they are not happy about whatever's going on. But you hear a lot of "let me go," and "I'm gonna tell so-and-so," and "how dare you unhand me, I'm gonna make you wish you were never born, I'm gonna eat you for breakfast." That kind of, but with much more salt applied.
That sounds like a problem.
What is that?
I mean, I don't know what they are, but they're talking in Draconic and they're complaining about being let go. And saying, "I'm gonna eat you," and things like that. And they sound young. The ones yelling in Draconic. I don't know who's yelling though. We should probably go investigate.
Agreed.
Are you approaching stealthily?
I'd say so.
Yes.
Go ahead and give me stealth checks, please.
Ooh, that's about 20.
Nice.
15.
24 total.
17.
Nice.
Even at disadvantage.
Alright, I'm having to
Yeah, because I have scale mail.
Oh.
I am summoning the unseen servant. At least I was trying to. Robert. Sorry. It's hard to do voices that I'm going to be attempting to do without liquid in my throat, so
Completely
just
understood.
So as you get closer, you see 3 large amphibian-like creatures. They are kind of squat, and one is covered in green-brown warts. Another has got a spear and is wearing kind of like a leather tunic that's ragged on one end and belted. Another one who's bigger than the other is sitting on top of a giant toad, and he's wearing some sort of kelp around his head. And you see them wrestling with 2 small lizard folk. The first one you see is got a frill, almost more like a beard, around the bottom of his neck. He is patterned across the back in this orange and white with little spines around the side. He looks kind of squat, and he's got a long pointed nose, bright eyes, and then claws, and his little legs behind him are, thank you, sweetheart. The scene servant is waving hello to Twitch. And he's just this really pretty deep orange and white coloring. His little beard kind of all floofed out because he's very upset. The other lizard folk next to him. Oh, good. I got that description across. Good. Excellent. Is lighter in color. It's got a different shape to the face. Got more of a peaked nose. A little bit smoother of a look to them. She's got kind of light peachy pink scales going down to a very fat ringed tail. And she is cursing up a storm in Draconic at this frog creature that has her in hand as she's being dragged towards the toad wearing the crown.
Do they look young?
They look very young. You would say maybe a couple of weeks old, maybe a month. They look very small compared to... They are about the size of a humanoid toddler.
Well, that's not gonna fucking happen.
Great.
As the orange kind of more, let's say, bearded dragon shaped one puffs up his chest all big and starts saying something that if you eat her, I'm gonna eat your face, and he just looks very angry and indignant about this entire process.
Is there any metal on the one that's riding the frog?
No, unfortunately there is not. It seems like everything on them is entirely made of plant or wood. Or stone.
Can I...
attention if you want. I can catapult something behind them and make them distracted.
I mean, that would help. I've got an
Why?
idea. Let me see if it'll work, though. They don't look that smart, so it might. I want to try Phantasmal Force again. This time, though, can I make an illusion of a gigantic alligator or crocodile?
Mm-hmm.
Whichever one would have existed in Lamina Island.
Okay.
Could eat them at least in 2 bites.
Sure.
Big.
For sure.
Okay. So I guess technically the kids have to make it too.
Right.
But she's
I will vote for
aiming
them.
it. She's aiming it at the frog dude.
Okay. What do they need to roll an intelligence?
Oh,
or
it's is it one creature? Hold on. Sorry, this is a newer spell for me. I'm making sure I don't cheat. It sounds like it might be just one creature. It says in the mind of a creature that you can see within range. So I'm gonna go for the one that looks like he's in charge.
All right. So what does he need to roll?
An intelligence save.
All right. A 15.
Yeah, that makes it. So it does not do anything, unfortunately.
Now, does this spell have a verbal component to it?
Yes.
Alright. So he stands up on the back of this toad and he starts making this horrible sound in his this kind of skin flap that makes this big, like almost like a bullfrog, starts filling, and he starts making this noise. And I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Is this magical?
Oh.
This is magical, yes.
Aha.
Glad I rolled better than when I did the aboleth. 15.
11.
Okay.
10.
All right.
Oh, no.
18 minus 1 is a 17.
All right. Everyone except for Jaffer takes 9 points of psychic damage as they hear this song. And I'd like you to roll initiative, please.
What the heck?
Got a 12.
Okay.
7.
10.
Sorry, I got lost in the pages.
Okay.
That is 22.
My dice can't make up their minds tonight. It's like high, low, high, low, high, low.
I kept running into things.
All right. Okay, so the croaker stands back up on his toad, seeing you, and kind of barks this strange command out in this. And the other frog creature seems to puff up a little bigger, like he's been bolstered by something. Willin, it is your turn.
And she runs forward and takes a swing
Ari.
at, well, the leader if she can, but if one of the others is in between, then she would.
There's
She
only the two. There's the one riding and then the one who's not riding.
Okay. If possible, she would like to aim for the one that did that damage.
All right, go for it. You get the idea that the toad is just like, I'm just a mount. Don't hurt me, please. I don't want anything to do with this. I just live here.
That's a 19.
That will hit.
Nine damage. And she'll swing
Okay.
again.
All right, sounds good.
$23.
That hits.
and 10 damage.
Okay. The other creature. Oh, sorry. Are you all done?
Yes.
Before I move on?
She just-
The other frog-like creature kind of drags both of the hatchlings forward. You get a better look at them, and the orange one has like a little belt on him, and he's got what looks like a wooden toy fruit. Looks like he's holding in one hand, and the pink one has a little tiny stuffed crocodile under one arm. They get angry, and the pink one tries to bite the hand of the bullywug. And seeing you guys, he is going to chuck a spear over at. Let's see who's gonna try to get speared. Coral is gonna try and get speared. That is a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
All right. That is 4 piercing damage.
That's not too bad.
And he tries to bite the little pink hatchling who tried to bite him first. And absolutely crits on the little halfling, or little hatchling. Doing 6 points of damage as she whimpers. She lets out a cry in Draconic of absolute pain and unhappiness. Alright. And Fortune, it is your turn.
Since Gwyn's going after the one that was croaking, I'll go after the one that's holding the kids, and I'm gonna draw my short sword and swing it at.
Eddie. Unfortunately, just misses.
I'm going to 3 of blows and try to elbow him, and then just like knee at him, just try to get him to let go.
Alright.
17 and that one.
Well, the 17 will hit.
That's 7 damage.
Okay.
And because I flurry of blows, I get the disengage action, so I'm gonna kind of step back and try to get him to like come after me.
Okay. Jaffer.
Tak is with us, right?
Tak is with you, yes. Tak is like hiding, like, oh no, fuck that.
Jaffer will turn towards Tak, and if he's within like reach of her, she will scrawl a little smiley face and carve charcoal on his forehead and cast Sanctuary on him as a bonus action. And then she'll turn and draw and shoot a firebolt at the king frog.
Excellent.
It's a nat 20.
Nice.
Whoops. Of course, it's max damage too, so that'd be if we're adding the die to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
The
full
same way
die?
we did it for Countless.
Right. So that's 20 points of fire damage.
All right. Describe how you take down this bullywug.
I shoot it in its stupid throat, and it kind of like bursts around it, and then kind of wreaths its entire head in fire before it falls off the back of this toad.
So So you watch as it basically backflips a couple times as you pot shot it off the back of this toad, and the toad's like, I'm out, and starts hopping away, like frantically, just nope.
And then Jeffrey will run forward towards the children.
Okay. And Coral.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna cast. Well. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna use Vicious Mockery on the one that's still standing.
Okay.
You're not putting up much of a fight, then, are ya? And it does get a Wisdom save. 13.
That's a 12.
Okay, so it takes a D4 Psychic. That's 2. So that's going to be. I only rolled a 2, so it's 2 damage.
Okay.
And I'll give Gwilyn Bardic Inspiration. I think she's next. And with mine, because of the Bardic class I took, you can add it to damage.
Okay.
You have the option. It's a D6. Let's get this one too. We can have frog legs for dinner.
All right. The little orange lizard folk is gonna smash the frog with his fist, holding the wooden apple. You think it might be, and whacks him real good in the face to the point where the frog bullywug just crumples. And the pink lizard, immediately upon seeing that he's down, grabs a little knife out of her belt pouch and cuts off his fingers and starts munching on one. Told you I'd eat you. And then they look at you a little scared because, whoa, you look very different.
I think I'm the only one who speaks Draconic.
I think you are.
Okay, so I put my hands out so that I show there's no weapon, and in Draconic, it's all right. We're not gonna hurt you. We came to help. We heard you calling. We're gonna come over and let you out now. All right.
The two look at each other and have a quick whispered conversation. Look at you, and the pink one brandishes the little bone knife that she has and says, "If you're folding, I eat you."
That's fair.
She's dangerous.
All right. I'm coming over. And she carefully reaches back. I have to pull a knife out to cut the ropes open, but I'm not going to use it on you. And she'll pull out a dagger so that she can cut the net open.
Okay. The little hatchling kind of clutches her crocodile stuffed animal a little tighter to her as you come over, but she's got a brave face on, like, okay, that's fine. It's totally okay. You're totally twice the size of me and have a knife, but it's all right. And the orange one kind of puffs up and holds his little wooden apple a little firmer just in case.
You're all right. It's all right. We're not going to hurt you. We came to talk with your people.
Okay.
We're from Saltmarsh. Do you know where that is? And she just keeps talking about like little local things. Just keep them calm while she's cutting the ropes open.
No. You speak common?
I do speak common, but you were speaking Draconic, so I used this language instead. Can you guys
Okay.
speak common?
She's really smart. I can speak common. He only speaks Draconic. He's still learning.
And so she switches to common.
Oh, good.
Let's get the two of you home, huh?
Aye, let's.
Agreed.
But what are you doing? Maybe you're doing something more fun than going home.
Well, that depends. If you live in the main village, we're actually headed that way. Maybe you could be our guides then. I'm sure you know the area better than me do.
Chitu's really good. He's a very good guy.
So your name's Chitu then? And what's your name, little one?
My name's Kepesk. It means storm.
And she turns to Chitu and says something in Draconic, which for all you understand is she's asking him to lead everybody home. And he just kind of nods like, yes, I will do this thing because I am amazing. I am the Chitu. He puffs himself up. And he's like, He's kind of this strong, silent type you get mainly because I just do not have a voice for Chitu. Past guy know her voice. Chitu is a mystery to me. Aside from being amazing.
Is there anything on the bodies before we go?
Yes, there is something on the bodies. Let me get you what that is.
Gwilyn was just kind of putting away her weapons and letting Coral deal with that, searching the bodies.
You find a very heavy pouch and a helmet in a bag.
Is that what's in the heavy pouch? Just to make sure.
No, there's
they're separate.
something
Okay.
clanky and jingly in the pouch.
She's gonna look in the pouch.
You find 25 platinum in the pouch.
Well, this has been a very profitable adventure for us so far.
Agreed. And we freed some children at the same time.
Even better.
Is the crown that was on the one was made of wood, probably, right?
It looks like some maybe dried kelp, perhaps.
Oh, okay.
It's got like little seaweed pods on it.
Jaffa will make her way over to that kelp and then gently offer to place it onto, we'll say, Kepesk's head.
She accepts this offering with great dignity.
Lady Kepesk, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Jaffa Zan.
Nice to meet ya.
Gwilyn Hayes. I love your crocodile there.
This is Thousand Tooth.
Thousand Tooth.
Yes.
I like it. Very fearsome name.
He's a big scary crocodile. He eats you.
I believe you. Does he like fingers best?
Yes, the fingers are the best part.
Yes, I would believe it. I'm fortunate.
My name's Coral.
It's nice to meet you.
Likewise.
It's nice to meet you too as well. Let's hurry up and get you home then.
Oi!
In Draconic, lead the way, Chitu. We'll follow you.
And he just nods and starts heading into the lair. As you get inside, hang on one second. I have to reassure my husband that I will not make a sad pesk sound. Because apparently it will break his heart, and I can't do that to him. I will not do a sad pesk, I promise. Pesk is very happy right now. So, the two lead you in, and you notice when you go inside this cave that it's vastly larger than you had anticipated. There are rooms that crisscross in this labyrinth full of several hundred lizard folk. You see all of them kind of eye you suspiciously, but as Chitu and Kapesk kind of lead you through, you get the idea that they're kind of at ease once they notice who's with you. And the fact that both children are apparently unharmed, they seem to be fine.
Jaffer would have infused a bit of shimmer and magic to the crown that she placed on Pesk's head. Just a bit of color.
She loves it. She's like, this is the best day ever. I have a shiny crown. I have my crocodile stuffy, and I have new friends. This is the best. So, eventually, you kind of make your way in further with all of this winding passages. You get the idea that if they had not been guiding you, you may have gotten lost very easily in here. And it would probably be much more difficult to convince all of these lizard folk that you are okay. And at one point, Chitu stops and looks over at Pesk and says, which, Coral, do you understand? Who do they want to see? Where should we take them? And she looks over at Coral and goes,
who are you gonna say hi to?
Well, we'd like to speak with whoever's in charge, if that's all right.
Ooh.
Or if they're not available, then at least the next closest person.
You wanna talk to Queen Otha, Kent?
If it's all right.
I don't know. I'll have to find out. You stay here. I'll go ahead.
And
All right.
she darts off this little flash of pink and a little chubby tail following her out as she runs away really quickly off to go talk to someone. Chitu kind of looks around and looks over at you, goes, "Are you hungry?"
I'm all right, but let me check with my friends.
Okay.
I'll translate. He'd like to know if we're hungry. I'll be honest, I don't know what their food is.
I could go for a bite. That would be really good to prove that we are open to cultures.
I'll see what happens to Jaffer first. But if you could ask how close we are, I'd like to cast a spell so that I can help understand what's going on around us, but I don't want to upset anyone. So if we're going to see a queen, I don't want to do it there, and I'd like to do it beforehand.
That's fair. All right. So Chitu, if you've got any snacks around, we'd appreciate it very much so. But my friend Gwilyn here is wondering if she casts a spell so that she can understand you all. Will that upset anyone if she's casting?
What kind of spell?
Well, it's a spell that lets her talk to other people, even when she doesn't know the language normally. It's like a translation spell.
Hang on.
And he goes over to one of the adult lizard folks and like tugs on their tunic and has a brief conversation with them. Basically saying, gonna cast a spell, keep an eye on her. I'm gonna go get snacks. And he lets you alone so you can cast your spell.
Okay. Did he say it in Draconic to the adult
Yes.
lizard folk?
Yeah, because he doesn't speak common. And they naturally speak Draconic.
That's fine. In Draconic. Sorry to be a bother. She just wants to cast a spell that'll let her speak Draconic to you all.
I understand. I speak the common tongue. Not many of us do. It is okay.
Thank you for that. I just didn't want to upset anyone. I didn't want to just start casting a spell in the middle of your town here.
Okay. And a few moments later, you go ahead and you cast your spell. Sorry, I should let you do that first.
That's fine.
I kind of just assumed that it succeeded because I assumed it was like comprehend language or tongues. I wasn't sure
it's
which
just
one.
comprehend language. It lasts for an hour.
Okay. So a few moments later, Chitu comes out and he's got a basket of different food. He comes over, he's got a basket of different fruits. It looks like there's some maybe prickly pear cactus, there's some pomegranate, there is some mango, and then there are also strips of this green jerky of some sort. It smells a little like fish, but you don't know of a green fish.
Do I recognize it?
You could give me a nature check if you want.
Jeffra is eating some.
Right.
Gwilyn's
It definitely
gonna
has
stick
a
with fruit.
fishy taste to it.
Fortune will have mango.
It's a 14.
You are not entirely sure what it is, but it doesn't taste. It doesn't smell. It smells fishy in nature, but it does not taste or smell like any fish that you know.
Is it dried seaweed?
It is not dried seaweed.
Okay.
It is.
Not bad.
It is definitely meat of some sort.
Chitu, do you mind if I ask what exactly is this? It's very tasty, but it's not something I've had before.
It's mean fish jerky.
Mean fish jerky?
Yes,
Glad to
mean
eat
fish
them.
jerky.
What do the mean fish look like?
They've got fish like
He starts. This is really hard to push to talk and use my hands to gesture at the same time because I need a foot pedal now.
they've got fins on their faces and sharp teeth, and they've got green toes and green fingers with claws, and they've got fins on their arms and a big fishy eel shark tail butt.
Are you talking about the Sahuagin?
Yeah, mean fish.
So glad I didn't eat that.
Why it's
All
good.
right then. In common. That's Sahuagin jerky.
I wasn't going to tell them.
I think I'm going to switch back to the fruit.
Fortune just keeps eating his mango.
So glad I didn't eat that.
Same.
Well, thank you, Chitu. It's all very tasty. It's a bit salty. I think I'm going to have some fruit now, though.
Okay, I like the fruit too.
Then he grabs a big handful of the prickly pear and takes a big bite.
I mean, to be fair, I don't really like the Sahuagin. They're kind of assholes, so it could be worse.
Fair enough.
They're mean fish.
He's not wrong.
Jaffer will pocket whatever's like there because it seems like they're not really taking it. How much does she get?
You get probably maybe a quarter pound of Sahuagin jerky.
So bad.
A few moments later, Kapesk comes running back in.
Okay. So, I gave the message, and you have to go talk to Sorev first, and he will make sure you are worthy to go talk to Queen Othaket. He's not the big boss. He is the advisor. That's what they call him, the advisor. Yes, he's very wise.
And what's
he's
his
called
name?
the Awiser.
Oh, the Awiser. There you go.
All right. And what's his name again then?
Sorev.
Can Tessa spell that, please?
Sauriv.
And the queen is
Oath of
Othaket.
Kent. I will spell it here in our chat.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, Kapesk.
Okay, we'll go this way.
All right.
And she just is very quickly moving along. At one point, as you
We got maybe 10 minutes to get there. Maybe. Depends. I got distracted. But it's okay. Come on.
and you understand what she means about 3 minutes down the road as you pass basically the hatchery, and 20 some odd hatchlings just come running full at you guys, just friends, as 20 lizard folk hatchlings just are incredibly curious, just swarming you and asking you hundreds of questions.
See, I told you, I brought friends.
Oh, it's like a family reunion, but shorter.
Jaffer embraces them.
Oh, she is. They are loving it.
You're as tall as me. That's really cool.
And are just. It's all in Draconic, so it doesn't necessarily. Coral and Gwyn are having to translate, but they are just all
I hope they don't eat
sorts
me.
of. Nope, there is definitely nothing. No one wants to eat you. They just want to know everything about you. One of them is patting your hair, this is really cool. How come you don't have scales? I have scales, but you don't have scales. How is that a thing? And it's just this conglomeration of. And the adults are all watching very indulgently, but at the same time, if you hurt our children, we will kill you. You are being watched like a hawk in this interaction, but the more you are tolerating it, the easier they seem to be breathing.
Coral's just trying to translate as quickly as possible, and I'm sure she's not keeping up, but she's trying.
If Fortune doesn't know what to do because he's basically never around children ever, he's just being really conscious of his tail, so he doesn't accidentally hit a child or something.
That's okay. You actually are getting lots of questions about your tail because some of them have tails and some of them don't. So the ones that have tails are I have a tail too. Mine doesn't look like that, but it's really cool. And it's basically doing tail comparisons with you. I have horns and you have horns and you have a tail and I have a tail. We're the same person.
And Fortune's just standing there I don't understand anything these kids are saying. They're excited about your tail and your horns because some of them have tails and horns.
Ah, yes.
Also, they might try to grab your tail, so you might want to pull it up a bit.
Okay.
Just keep smiling.
It takes a few minutes, but you do manage to gently extract yourselves from the tiny terrors that are the hatchlings. And as Kapesk announces very loudly that she has important business to take you to, and she's very important, and they cannot waste any more of your time because you are important people, friends.
Lovely to meet you all, though.
Yes.
It was nice to meet you all. We'll be back later and I can sing some songs if you like.
Do you know songs about crocodiles?
I don't, but I could probably make one up.
Crocodile songs, yes.
This is good. You're not entirely sure which lizard folk child that was. Just random lizard folk child. See how long Tessa's voice lasts doing these voices tonight.
It's fine. Worst comes to worst, baby croc doo 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 doo, baby croc doo 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 doo.
That's gonna be in my head the rest of the night. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Baby croc. God damn it. My child is a teenager. I should know these songs. What can I do? Alright. So eventually, Pesk and Chitu lead you into a small antechamber off of a heavily embellished metal and wood door. It's the first door you've seen with any sort of metal in here. Sitting at a low table is a older lizard folk. He's got some deep set wrinkles next to his eyes. His scales are in deep jewel tones. His frill is understated, but looks like it's been well kept. Like he has pride in his appearance. He's got a little bit of a paunch to him and is wearing some ceremonial jewelry around his neck. As Kapesk comes running into him, he smiles very indulgently. And it kind of hits you that of everything that you've seen, none of the lizard folk here have admonished their children at all. You get the idea that they value their hatchlings above everything else. In the environment that they live in, having hatchlings survive to adulthood is a sign of prosperity of the tribe, of the group. So the fact that they have so many thriving hatchling is a point of pride. Then it also concerns you because so many growing hatchlings in this cave system, at some point, they are going to run out of space. Maybe that's why they're looking for weapons to expand? There are more things at foot here than you can be sure of just yet. But as Kapesk comes running in, she heads over to Sorav and says in common for everybody,
Sorav, we have guests, and I brought them to you for you to judge their worth to I forgot.
And he smiles. It's all right, Kapesk. You did a good job. Go run along and play, okay?
Okay.
And she grabs her crocodile stuffy and grabs Chitu's hand and goes,
Bye, friends. I'll see you later.
and she runs off towards the rest of the hatchlings.
Thank you both.
Oh wait, Kapesk.
Yeah.
Can I see your hand for a second?
Uh-huh.
Owie fix, you're the fairy that I pick. Bring the healing, come right quick. And healing word to fix her hand.
Okay, I need to learn how to do that. That's very cool.
It's a handy one.
It was handy. I get it.
Does that feel better?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
And she runs off. And now we know why Pesk became a cleric.
Oh.
Alright, Sorav stands up from the table, standing much taller than you had anticipated. He stands nearly 7 feet tall and has a posture of one who is wary but still relaxed, where you don't think he's hostile. I am Sorv. It is strange to have unknown visitors here. How may I help you?
Pleasure to meet you, Sorv. My name's Gwylyn. We came on behalf of Saltmarsh to bring you, and she gestures back forward, token of goodwill, and ask after how you were all doing over here. We've had some trouble ourselves lately. And I wanted to check on you as other locals, make sure everything was alright.
It has been some difficulty here lately. It is saddening to hear of your troubles, and goodwill is appreciated.
We've also come to give you some information and hopefully find out if you have any for us as well. There's been we've had recent sightings near Saltmarsh in the area of what might be the pirate princes coming back. And we know that they caused your people trouble just like they caused ours, so we wanted to talk to you and see if you've seen anything, as well as let you know.
Thank you for the raid, guys.
I have no knowledge of pirate princes, but we do have troubles here. I am not at liberty to discuss them, but should you do us a great service, I could pass the word on to Othaket. We are appreciative of your not tribute but gift.
You're very welcome.
Indeed.
We seek formidable allies. Would you be willing to be tested to see if you could be those allies?
I mean, do you mind if we ask a little bit more information, just in case? I'm assuming it's not anything that would be harmful to Saltmarsh, since you're asking us.
No, not dangerous to your tribe, not dangerous to your lair. We have an affinity for the creatures of the swamp. There is a crocodile who gives us much trouble. We cannot, in good faith, harm a crocodile, as they are portents of good luck for us. It would be terribly bad for our people to harm one. And we, until recently, have never even considered harming one. However, this crocodile sits too close to our border and recently ate several of our small hatchlings, and thus we cannot let it be housed there any longer. We cannot risk the lives of our children and our people when we are already facing a worser foe. If you would be willing to take care of this crocodile, this 1,000 teeth, it would be very, very, it would be a good gesture towards a potential allyship.
Can I roll an insight check?
You absolutely can roll an insight check.
My wisdom's not super high. It's 14.
He does not seem to be lying to you in any way.
My statement stands.
I've no problem dealing with an animal that's causing you problems, but I just want to make sure that your people aren't going to be upset and think we're killing something sacred.
They will not. I will vouch.
If anything, we could bring it back and we can have a feast.
That would give much, much benefit to the people.
Jeffrey bows.
To eat the crocodile is a great honor. But we do not kill to eat. If one is found to be eaten, it is the person brings honor to the people. You bringing back for consumption would be very honorable.
And in return, perhaps we could talk to your queen and discuss the things that have been happening around us and around you, since it seems we may both be facing potentially similar threats, or worse, different ones.
Yes, it will be discussed.
Okay.
All right, well, I think we're on board then.
Sounds good to me.
Do you
Do you have
require any tools, any healing before you venture out?
Healing could be nice.
Yes, a bit of healing would be good. I don't require any other tools, so.
Just the healing would be nice.
I can give you a potion. And he reaches into this kind of basket next to the table he's been working at and pulls out this kind of bluish green brackish liquid inside a vial, and he hands it to you. This will help for any healing needed. Do not drink the water around the Thousand Tooth. It will make you very sick. Do you have fresh water?
We do. We've got our water skins.
Aye.
Excellent. It is not far. Maybe 40 minutes journey through the swamp. If you go down this tunnel, and he points off to the left, and keep going, you will take you there straight away. My people will be waiting for your return. And you will be safe.
Thank you for that. Do you think we should leave Dak here? It's not exactly much of a fight there.
I think so.
Unless you wish to use him as bait.
I think not. We'll probably leave him here with the things from our home, the gifts.
That's right.
If you
and
wouldn't-
he's an excellent cook, so he could probably start planning something for the crocodile if you'd like to try something different from your usual.
We will do this thing. We will do this, yes. I meant no offense. Apologies if I misspoke. You get the idea that he was not trying to imply using Dal as bait was a good thing. It was more of a from a practicality standpoint, and then was concerned that he had messed up these potential negotiations.
It was proper tactics. I understand.
Be
He's
well.
more valuable than that.
Be safe.
Thank you. If you don't mind my asking for more information, how exactly does this work? And she gestures at the potion.
Oh, you drink it and it heals you. For meta knowledge, it is a superior healing potion.
Nice. All right. Thank you. She's not going to begrudge him the details. She's like, okay. That's not exactly what I meant, but we're good.
You begin walking down the corridor. It takes a bit of time, but you do feel the ground moisten slightly beneath your feet as you get further down the tunnel, heading towards the swamp. You smell the slightly brackish air. And as you are nearing the mouth of the exit, I would like you all to make a perception check.
9.
15.
6.
That's a 13.
Fortune, you hear a voice in common. Hey, you.
Fortune looks around for what the source of it.
You see a grate in the ground off to one side, and a blue clawed hand kind of trying to discreetly wave at you. Over here.
He steps over towards the grate and kneels down to look at.
Inside, you see a pit of muddied water and a green-blue skinned humanoid with fins around his face, long green-blue arms with fins on it, and what looks kind of like a shark eel tail coming off of the back of it. I need your help.
Who are you and what?
I do not have a name. But I am being held here against my will. Please help me.
Why are you being held here?
Because they are evil and they want to eat me. I am actually a Triton. They've kept me in here and have changed me. I need to be free. I can help you with your mutual enemies if you set me free.
Don't try to have names.
I have forgotten mine. It's part of the spell.
I'm gonna wave for everybody else to come over.
Jeffrey's eating some jerky.
Who's this then?
I need help. Will you help me, please?
How exactly did you end up in there?
They've captured me. They're going to eat me.
What were you doing when they captured you?
I was hunting food for my people.
And what exactly do you consider food?
Fish
Where would your people be?
in the ocean. I am a Triton.
Does look like a Triton?
Does not look like a Triton. Looks like no Triton you've ever seen before.
Someone with higher wisdom than me should roll
Yeah.
an insight check.
I was about to ask for to roll an insight check because I'm probably the one who should do that.
Really, you are.
You can
Yeah.
absolutely roll an insight check.
I mean, I can roll it, but it's not going to help mine.
I'm not
Same.
proficient in it. But I did roll a 19 plus 3. The 22.
If this thing is a Triton, then you're lizard folk.
Are you?
Not okay. They're saying that it was magic that turned them into this, and the magic made them forget the name. And I don't know enough about magic to say that's not true, but I don't believe it.
That
I've never
sounds
heard of
like
any
a-
magic that can do that.
Same.
Doesn't
That sounds
sound
like,
like it.
sounds like a
Please.
lot of bullshit.
Please, they're evil. You have to help me.
You'll
Evil is a
remember,
matter of perspective.
you'll remember a lot for someone who selectively doesn't remember things.
Like your name?
But you remember where you were from and what you were doing.
His eyes kind of narrow at you. He opens his mouth, and then you see just these dripping, sharp fangs in his mouth. You have to help me, please.
Scary. I've got fangs too, you know. He shows his teeth.
You should have just made him a name up.
The depths will consume you. And he kind of goes back underwater.
Jaffer puts her hood up.
I'm not gonna lie and say I necessarily agree that they should be eating something that can talk, but in my experience, the Sahuagin are not the greatest people to be facing up against anyway.
It's true as well. I don't like it either way, but I don't think letting him out is the best idea.
No, I agree. Especially because we don't know what he was actually doing.
Andy. Yes, if you're hiding what your intentions are, what makes me want to trust you? Nothing.
Besides, we're in a hurry. We've got to go kill a giant crocodile.
Yes.
How are we going to get it back?
We're gonna drag it back.
I will remind you, you do also have a bag of holding with you.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I have
right.
a bag of holding, apparently.
Cut it into very small pieces and we shove them in the bag.
We shove everything we can't carry in the bag.
Hey, it's a great plan. We've got this.
We can skin it and turn it into a giant crocodile bag, and then put everything else in the bag of holding.
Like shows her notebook, which has several like logs drawn, and a crocodile on its back, being dragged by Fortune. It seems it's not very well drawn. Like that.
All right. Well, let's go find this thing then. This thousand tooth.
I suspect it's not going to look half as cuddly as the last 1,000 tooth we met.
Well,
Oh.
that's true.
So you guys traverse deeper into the swamp. It's easy enough to find your way. Seems to be that there are well-cut paths through the jungle. And about 35-40 minutes later, you come to a split in the path, and in front of you is a large pool of brackish water. Appears to be several logs floating in it. As you look around, you can see thick vines hanging from the trees that surround it. And under everything is a small hint of decay. You don't see anything at the moment.
Well, this looks like the spot.
Can I get everybody's passive perceptions, please?
15.
12.
11.
11.
Right. Fortune, you see that some of those vines are constrictor snakes. You should be cautious about venturing too close to those trees.
You'll point those out.
Well, that's lovely. Noted.
You can see that the pool is about 60 feet in diameter, and it's kind of shaded by this canopy of vines and twisted branches. There is a gurgling stream at the northern edge that feeds into the pool. And there does appear to be a few yellowed bones visible in the shallows.
That's pleasant. Here, crocky, crocky, crocky.
Should we actually make noise? Throw something in, maybe.
I mean, if you want noise, I'm good at that. But, do we want to get a better vantage point first? Or find a spot that's drier for you guys to stand on? When you're, kicking it and stabbing it.
I'd like a vantage point that doesn't involve snakes, if possible.
There does appear to be kind of a hump in the center of the pool. It looks like it's got some depth to it you could probably stand on.
Does it look like a hump that might have a crocodile under it?
Not that you can tell.
I mean, I suppose we could toss some of the Sahuagin jerky that Jaffer's got into the water and see if that stirs it up.
That's valid.
I said some, I didn't say all of it.
It's not bad. It's, I kind of feel bad. Kind of.
I mean, I agree with you that it doesn't taste bad, but it's still Sahuagin. They're sentient creatures. I gotta draw the line somewhere. Even if they are assholes.
Gwyn
Semantics.
silently holds up a hand to high five the other fruit eater.
I'll do. I thank Gwyn for not eating people.
We looked out on that one.
We didn't know. It just looked like jerky.
We saw the child cut off fingers and eat them. Why would you eat any meat after that?
That's why I stuck with the fruit, frankly.
I mean, actually, in hindsight, you've got a good point. But at the time, I wasn't thinking about that.
You guys are no fun.
I thought it might have been dried seaweed.
That's finger food. Hello. That's why it's called finger foods.
Sorry, she's not there.
It's like I can almost hear you.
Yes, we did not bring the small hatchling child to a fight.
Please no.
That's a good plan. Yeah, please don't. He is very small.
So Jaffer wants to get a good, a tree that is either within the water or close to the water enough that she can bundle up a bit of the jerky loosely, so that when she casts catapult on it, it'll hit the tree above and then land as several pieces into the water.
Okay.
So she does so. Using whatever she can find around, she pulls out some bellows, sucks it up into the bellows, and then at the highest point of the tree so that it hits and makes a good splash when it hits the water.
The water is deadly still. When it hits, there is a small ripple. And it still seems to be completely silent. A moment passes. Another. And suddenly, launching itself from seemingly nowhere, is a gigantic crocodile coming up out of the water, closing its mouth around this treat that you so graciously gave to it. It is huge. You have never seen a crocodile this big. It handily swallows the entire treat that you've given it in one bite with much, much room to spare. It lands back in the water, and its eyes affix on the four of you. You hear a deep hiss from inside of it. I would like you all to roll initiative, please.
I got a nat 20 on initiative. That's so helpful. That's 23 though.
20 total for Coral.
21 total.
14.
Is it 21 for Coral?
20. Gwillin was
21.
21.
And what was Jaffer?
14
What is your dex, Jaffer?
plus 2.
All right. Fortune, go ahead.
I'm going to do what you usually do and run up with the sword drawn to slash at it. And then a flurry of blows to following through on the slashing motion, like come back with the elbow and then kick.
Alrighty.
The 15 plus the sword is a
Hits.
and the flurry of blows is a 23 and 16.
Wait, all of those hit.
The sword is 9 slashing, and then the flurry of blows is 4, 5, 11 bludgeoning.
Okay.
Between both hits, and I'm going to back up just a little bit. Using the disengage, taking advantage of the disengage.
Okay. Gwillin.
And Gwillin's going to use Action Surge and do 3 attacks. Keep forgetting I have that.
Do you want to use any of your magic items, Gwillin?
No.
Okay.
26 for the first one.
Hits.
That's only 6 damage. $16 for the second hit.
Hits.
$9 damage.
Okay.
And 18 for the
Hits.
third hit. Only 5 damage that time.
Okay.
And she'll step back.
All right. The crocodile just kind of looks at you all, hisses, and then lunges forward and makes a bite attack against Gwilyn. That is a natural 20.
That's not good.
Ouch.
But 39 points of damage as it bites into you.
Yeah, that's it. She's out.
Fadoof.
Uh-oh.
That's a lot of damage.
That was a crit. I'm sorry. That was
It's okay.
normally not that much damage. I just happened to crit on the bite attack.
It happens. It's dice.
Coral.
Okay. Can I get to Gwilyn?
Yes.
Okay. I'm double checking something. Okay, that's an action, so I can't do that. All right, so Cure Wounds level 2. I'm gonna grab her shoulders and try to and hold on so that I'm not gonna yank because I don't want to tear her.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna grab on to try to keep him from getting further away with her.
He bit and let go. He is not holding on to her.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna grab her and pull her away from him.
Yeah.
So 2d8 plus 3. Thank goodness I rolled decent. It's about a ton, but it's 14 hit points back.
Thank you. It's 14 I didn't have.
And then bonus action bardic inspiration to Gwilyn. You've got to keep on your feet, girl. Don't make me tell your mother.
Oh, please don't.
Jaffer.
Jaffer is going to go to the nearest tree, and she's going to place a little crab on the ground, put a wand into it, and twist it up. It turns into a medium-sized mechanical turret crab. She's going to jump on the back of it, instruct it to climb. It climbs up 15 feet up the tree, grabs onto it, and then points one of the claws down at the Thousand Tooth and shoots a bolt of energy at it.
Okay.
Probably not going to do it. That's an 11.
That does not do it. It just barely misses.
Explodes behind it And that's Jaffer's turn. She is 15 feet up the tree on this turret.
Okay. The crocodile looks over at Coral pulling Gwilyn away, and then over to Fortune. As it moves forward to Fortune to make a bite attack. $13 hit.
No.
As it tries to make the bite attack, it lashes out with its tail against Coral. And misses. Because I'm pretty sure a 9 doesn't hit you.
No, my AC is not great, but it's better than 9.
And that is the crocodile's turn. Fortune.
I'm gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna slash it out with the sword and then swing at it twice. Flurry of blows. 20 again for the sword.
Okay.
Ooh, and the flurry of blows were 11 and 8.
Ooh, those don't hit, but the 20 does.
That's 7 with the sword. And again, I step away out of reach. And that's my turn.
The crocodile looks over at you as you are leaving and lunges forward to take a bite. Does a 21 hit you?
Yes.
15 points of piercing damage as it bites into you.
Was that a reaction?
That was a legendary.
Okay. Let's say, because I disengaged, but that's not gonna stop a legendary.
Gwilyn.
I was debating whether she'd try and use a healing potion or just attack it. She'd probably just attack it. So, she swings twice. $14?
Hits.
$11?
Does not hit.
No, I'm sorry, damage.
Oh.
11.
Thank you.
I was trying to tell if it was a 7 or a 1 for a second, is what took so long.
Yeah.
No worries.
Don't forget you've got the bardic inspiration, and
Thank
you can add it to damage.
Well, I already rolled the second attack, but I rolled a 19, so it hits.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Okay, and 9 using that one.
Okay. All right. Coral.
Oh, sorry, it's my turn.
Yes.
Okay, I am going to try casting Bane, so I need a charisma save.
All right. I'm just going to choose to make that save.
Darn it.
1 down.
Okay.
So this is what this feels like on the other end. I've never been on this side of legendaries before.
All right, then I'm just gonna. Actually, no, Bane's an action, so I can't do that. Okay. Healing word on let's Okay, heal Gwillin. So I'm gonna do a healing. Well, who looks worse, Fortune or Gwillin?
I'm single, so I'm not looking great.
So probably Fortune. Okay. It's all right, Fortune. It's only a flesh wound. Oh good, I rolled a 4. So you get 7 hit points back.
Double the hit points.
That's concerning. All right, that's Coral's turn.
Jaffer.
Twinsies.
Okay. Jaffer is going to pull out that wooden gun, and a little arcane symbol on the end of it flares, and she shoots a firebolt at it. That is a 10. That misses. She's then going to instruct Arcane Turret to take a shot. And that's a nat 1. Great.
The croc is gonna... Fortune's right there, so it's gonna keep trying to go after Fortune. Sorry, Fortune. Pretty sure a 10 doesn't hit you. And Gwillin is gonna thrash its tail in your direction and try and whack you. And that's an 8, so you are safe for now. For now. Fortune!
I've still got a couple key points left. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Slash then flurry of blows. It's a 12 with the sword. Then
That hits.
a 12 hits.
A 12 hits. That
The
is the
flurry-
magic number.
Nice. The flurry of blows were a 20 and a 23.
Those obviously hit as well.
Well, 9 with the sword, and then 8 for the flurry of blows.
All right, as you finish striking, the croc gives out kind of this creaky moan, like it is very unhappy after that.
The message, and I was like, eh. All right. She will attack. That's a synthetic 20.
Hits.
9 points.
Nick?
22.
Hits.
Only 5 points damage.
All right. Coral, you're up.
Okay. How far away is it from me?
About 20 feet at this point.
Okay. And it's starting to look real bad.
Yes, it's starting to look really, really bad.
Okay. This may be a really stupid idea, but we'll see what happens. Can I try to... I mean, it's big, so I'm imagining it's a very large target.
Yes.
I want to jump on its back.
Okay. That's pretty much doable in just your normal move.
Okay. So I want to jump on its back, trying to get far enough down so that I'm not within 15 feet of anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And thunder wave.
All right.
So I need a con save.
Okay.
That I'm hoping you don't roll well on.
3.
Yeah, that's a fail. Okay, good. So you take 3d8 thunder damage.
All right.
Okay. I'm just double checking if I add anything to it. Nope, so it's 3d8, and you're pushed 10 feet away from me. I'm guessing down, because I don't know what other direction it would go if it's in the water.
Okay.
Ooh, nice. So that's 16, not great, but not awful, 16 points of thunder damage.
Describe your moment.
Okay, so Coral basically like runs across the edge of the water and leaps onto its back, and as she's leaping, she does like the little kid saddle jump landing with like both hands down on its back and casts the spell and is just yelling at the top of her lungs. The force booms out, forces the giant crocodile underwater and forces Coral up. And then as she's falling back down, the crocodile slowly floats back up and she lands right on top of it.
Beautiful. And with that, that is the end of Thousand Teeth. The largest crocodile you have ever seen in your lives.
Good job there, Coral. Everyone's still out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mostly.
The crab lets go of the tree and slams down on the ground, and then begins to crawl up towards the crocodile.
Ugh,
9 minutes and 50 seconds left on this, so let's use it to drag this thing.
Agreed. That's gonna hurt my throat later. Ugh.
That was incredible.
It was, though.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you all aren't dead. That was. I was like, I'm gonna see them die. This is not good.
Agreed. That's why I did it. I was getting desperate because I only have so many healing spells.
Yep.
And you don't look very good.
That
And
was
she looks
great.
at Gwilyn and Fortune.
Jeff will begin to tie up the Thousand Tooth and tie it to her turret.
Alright. You guys make your way back to the Lizard Folk lair. Because I know we're getting close to time, I'm going to push forward just a little bit. Normally I'm all for letting you guys just continue to roleplay because I prefer that to me giving exposition, but in this case, because we are on a time crunch, I want to get to one specific point and then we're going to go ahead and wrap. You manage to break down the meat and bring it back. As you come back in, you meet with Sorvid, who happily congratulates you on your successful hunt and opens the big metal and wood doors to bring you into the greater throne chamber. As you enter, This room is full of people, not just lizard folk, but hundreds of other types of people. You see a tall, green-skinned man with kind of chitinous armor built onto him, what looks like barnacles growing off of his shoulders. A gray, frizzy beard holding a large spear. It looks like some sort of goblinoid, perhaps? It's a bit strange. If you would like, one of you can give me a nature check to find out what he is.
I can try.
Got our wisdom, but
Alright.
not our intelligence.
I've got intelligence.
That's a 17.
Jaffer, you've heard of these creatures mentioned in rumor before. This is a coalinth. It's a very martial and aggressive aquatic hobgoblin. They are known for their ferocity, and they're not particularly fond stances on sea elves.
And I know that.
There's a bit of a rumor to that, but perhaps it's just rumor.
Gwilyn, just be careful.
Noted.
Across from them in a group, you see a man, maybe? Big rounded head. It looks like a perpetual smile on his face and whiskers that hang down to about mid-chest. He's got kind of a seaweed green coloring on his back and then a white furred chin and belly going down to flippers and a tail that sprouts out towards the back. He's got slitted nostrils and appears to be fairly jovial where he's standing. Again, anyone who'd like to make a nature check to find out what kind of creature this is, make.
You want me to take this one?
Sure.
Synthetic 20.
He kind of looks like a fuzzy tadpole, actually, now that I think of it. Gwilyn, this is a Lokafa. They are a very proud fish folk that live not too far from Saltmarsh. They have endured all sorts of terrible monstrosities at the hands of other creatures and have just kind of come into their own finally as a free people. And it's rare to see them, but they are kind of almost mythic. It's strange to see more than one of them, and there are a team of 20 sitting right in front of you.
Didn't think they were real, to be honest.
Lastly, you see in kind of a pool sitting off to one side a crew of creatures with purple and blue skin, very, very vibrant colors, all shapes and sizes of these creatures with webbed hands kind of leaning on the edge, great fins on the side of their head, and beautiful, long, multicolored hair in all variety of shades. Every now and again, you see a tail flip idly in a variety of fish colors. This is a merfolk, and there are quite a few of them here. This is a very interesting assortment of people. And above everything, sitting on a dais of shell and stone, sits a proud, tall lizard folk woman. She's got blue scales, kind eyes, and appears to smile as you enter the room. She stands and looks towards you all and says, "Greetings. I am Queen Othakent. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and you do us great honor by bringing not only gifts from your homeland, but also a great feast. Let it be known that you are welcome here and my guests. And under my protection, let no one here," and she looks at each of the groups in turn, "lay a hand against you, lest they answer to me." She nods again, specifically over at Sorav, who nods back. "It is noted." She sits down, and you realize that she's wearing this skirt of leather, and then you look closer, and it's a variety of kelp and seaweeds that have been dried and stained in different colors, beaded with small shells, so it almost appears to shimmer and glisten in the firelight of the throne room. She smiles at you all. "I thank you for the concern, for the people at Saltmarsh's concern. We have not been ravaged by the sea princes as you have. But we have been ravaged, all of us, by the Sahuagin, who have taken our ancestral throne and our ancestral home. We seek to reclaim it. We are in need of allies, and it sounds as if you are as well. If you are amenable, I would like to talk of an arrangement between our people. Please, sit. We have much to discuss." And that is where we're going to end for the night. Thank you, everybody, for coming and watching. Thank you for our stream manager, Logan, helping make things run smoothly behind the scenes. It is appreciated. Thank you to our sponsors, World Anvil and Die Hard Dice. Thank you guys for raiding, and if you guys are still here from that raid, thank you for sticking around. We hope you enjoyed yourselves. Thank you to my wonderful players. They are fantastic. We appreciate you guys so much. So, I don't think we're going to do a raid tonight, so that's okay. But I just wanted to say you guys should tune in tomorrow at noon for Descent into Avernus. We are doing 9 Hells of a Good Time. And
Noon PST.
Noon PST, thank you. There are 12 DMs, 40 some odd players, and it's a crazy good time. Thank you guys again for joining us. And as I love to say, carry on, you funky little tieflings.